Welcome back to a new class of mathematics for class plus 2. New chapter we are dealing with, that is application of derivatives, and this chapter is extremely very interesting, and once you will see the videos in a disciplined manner, you will too find the chapter very interesting, as we have done the derivatives and we have done inverse trigonometric functions, how to find the derivative of composite functions, logarithmic functions, exponential functions, and so on. So this chapter will prove an extra advantage to you and it will help you scoring a lot. These applications of derivatives are used in wide range, that is engineering, science, social sciences, etc. So what are the topics that we are going to cover in this? If you will see this applications of derivatives, there is the rate of change of quantities. Second is tangents and normals, approximation, increasing and decreasing function, and the last one is maxima and minima. All these are new concepts to you. So as the topic will be continuing, first I will take the first topic. As the topic will be continuing, definitions will be explained simultaneously. So let us begin with our first topic, that is rate of change of quantities. And if you see the definitions you have done in class plus 1, that what do you mean by derivatives, how to take derivatives, how to take differentiation, first order derivatives, have a look of it. So here I just want to take the definition that we have done in class plus 1. We have find out rate of change of f with respect to x, that is f dash x, first order derivative. So here instantaneous rate of change of x with respect to x is defined as f dash x. This is our first principle, if you remember, that is limits h tends to infinity f of a plus h minus f of a upon h, provided the limit exists. So what do you mean by this f dash x? This is our first principle. Here h approaches to 0, we can say instantaneous rate of change. Suppose let us introduce it with an example. Suppose if you travel from distance a to distance b, right? So if you travel from a to b, I have just taken a topic a to b, right? So you represent the change of distance as delta s, you represent change of distance as, right? And also to cover this distance you have taken some time. So if you have taken some time and you represent it by delta t, right? This is change of time going from a to b. And what is rate of change of distance with respect to time? That is considered as average velocity. This is average velocity, right? So average velocity is equals to delta s upon delta t. This must be equal. You will get change of distance with respect to change of time. If suppose you have analyzed the change of time for 1 hour, and then you will get the average velocity. But if you start reducing time from 1 hour to 10 minutes and then say to 1 minute and so on to 1 second also, so you will get the analysis of velocity, but for a very less time. Or I can introduce, if this delta t approaches to 0, very less time, it means it is very less time. So this delta s upon delta t, when delta t approaches to 0, becomes ds by dt. This becomes derivative way, right? So this will again be velocity only, but now it will be instantaneous velocity. This will be instantaneous velocity. So I think you understood the difference between average velocity and instantaneous velocity. So instantaneous velocity will be taken when the time approaches to 0. And you know the things which come from differentiation tells about the rate, and by definition you speak rate of change of distance. If you differentiate with respect to velocity, then that will be your rate of change of velocity and it will be your acceleration. I knew that this you know because you have read kinematics in physics. And when we think of rate, very important, when we think of rate, if we say rate, so directly it comes into mind derivative with respect to time. Derivative with respect to time when we talk about rate, but this is not so. please keep it in mind, this is not so. If you write dy by dx, right, it means rate of change of y with respect to x, rate of change of y with respect to x. If I take another example, dv by dx, where dv is the volume and x is the length of the cube, so it means rate of change of volume of cube with respect to its length. So it is not so that rate implies derivative with respect to time. These things you have to keep in your mind. So this is clear to you. Now next is examples. Before starting with the examples, let us introduce some important aspects which you need to understand. So very first aspect is, always introduce your question by labeling variable. Always introduce your question by labeling variable. For example, A for area. Why I am saying this? Because if you have to find dA by dx, so you have to mention what is A here, right? So labeling is important here. H stands for height and V stands for volume, like this. And if it is desired, make a relevant figure, otherwise there is no need for the figure. Second point is, whatever is given in the question or fixed in the question, I am saying whatever is fixed in the question, you will not consider it as a variable, it will be considered as a constant, right? It will be considered as a constant. So these things, and formula should be in one variable before you actually differentiate. Very, very important. We are going to use so many formulas here. What you have done in 9th standard, 8th standard, 10th standard, +1 standard. So formula, whatever the formula you have, it should be in one variable. These things you have to keep in mind before starting with the differentiation process. So I hope these basics fundas are clear to each and every one of you. Let us start with the example. Example number 1. Find the rate of change of area. So what is given? You have to find the rate of change of area of a circle. So area of a circle is pi r square, and you have to find dA by, with respect to radius, it means dA by dr. When radius is 5 centimeter, it implies when radius is equals to 5 centimeter, rate of change of area with respect to its radius, and when the radius is 5 centimeter. How you will find it? So first of all, you have to find dA by dr. Find dA by dr from here. dA by dr, it means you have to derivate it with respect to r. So it will be 2 pi r. 2 will come, right? So 2 pi r. So you got it. 2 pi r when r is equals to 5 centimeter now. So you will put the value 5. 5 2s are 10. So it will be equals to 10 pi. Right? So rate of change of area with respect to radius at radius is equals to 5 centimeter is 10 pi. This is your answer, right? So isn't it easy? Yes, it is easy. So if you see example number 2, the volume of the cube, which figure is given here? Cube. The volume of the cube, let us write its volume. Volume is equals to, volume of cube is side cube, and increasing at the rate of 9 cubic centimeters per second. How fast is the surface area? What we have to find, how fast is the surface area increasing when the length of the edge is 10 centimeter. It means side is given to us, that is 10 centimeter. So we can take side as x is equals to 10 centimeter. Now let us again move to the first line. Volume of the cube is increasing at the rate of 10 cubic centimeters per second. It is increasing per second. So what is given to us? dV by dt is given to us, right? So dV by dt is 9 centimeter square, right? So what is dV by dt? We know that volume of cube is x cube, that is side. So d by dt of x cube, it means x. Here we will apply the chain rule. So dV by dt is equals to dV by dx into dx by dt. This is our chain rule, right? So we will apply that. So we got dV by dt is equals to 3x square dx by dt. So it is equals to 9. So after solving, you get the value of dx by dt. Make it equation 1. right? This is what we have got from our first line. Now how far is the surface area increasing? What we have to find? Increase in surface area when the length of the edge is 10 centimeter. It means radius is given to us, that is 10 centimeter. So we have to find increase, that is ds by dt, that is equals to ds by dt of what is the surface area of the cube, that is equals to 6 into side square, that is x square. So d by dx of 6x square into dx by dt. This is by chain rule, and you can put the value of dx by dt from equation 1. After solving, you will get it is equals to ds by dt is equals to 36 upon x, right? Now what we have to find? ds by dt when the edge is 10 centimeter. It means we have to find ds by dt at x is equals to 10 centimeter. So we will put the value and we will get the answer. So I hope you all are cleared with the concept. So in the next video I will be taking exercise 6.1. Till then, read the examples, draw the mind map and understand the method. So when you will solve these examples yourself, you will find this is really very easy topic. So good luck. Thank you.